My Moral Outrage Project.
Today, we're going to focus on an issue that may not relate to every single person on a personal level. However, this issue affects almost every single person in America. Knuckles, a well-credited author, brought up a very interesting point in his article. He said, arguing against gun laws is saying a weekend hobby of hunting or target practice is more important than the lives of 20 school children, or thousands of Americans each year. Obviously, today we're going to be talking about gun laws. In modern America, 40% of gun sales go under the radar, bypassing the background check system placed in the United States. You may be asking yourself, how could this be possible? Well, currently, in the United States, only sales by licensed vendors are required to go through federal background checks. This means that any person can walk into a warehouse store or gun auction and buy a gun with only information such as a name. Nothing else goes on. People walk out that day with a gun. How could anyone in their right mind allow criminals to buy guns with such ease? It's honestly a joke that criminals can purchase a weapon and walk that day into city streets full of children with no questions asked. And the worst part about all of this is that nothing ever changes. This topic is outrageous just because there's no political stability. One party, the Democrats, have the mindset that says we should have less guns on our streets, which will overall lower our crime rate. This is probably the better opinion. On the other hand, however, the Republicans believe we should have no gun law restrictions, and that we should open up guns to all people. This is the root of the problem. If no one agrees, then nothing is going to change. And if nothing changes, the criminals keep winning, and we continue down a dreadful path. We must come together as people to move this issue forward. The issue of gun violence and gun laws isn't a race issue and shouldn't be a political issue. Instead, it should be a people issue. We as people need to stop what we are doing and come together to tighten gun laws and overall lower our gun violence rates. To back up the point that this is a people issue and not a race issue, or a Republican issue, or a Democrat issue, we can look at this graph. Now, the United States has the highest gun murder per 100,000 residents. The runner-up, Italy, is over 5 times less than the United States. Obviously, something's wrong here. In the United States, we need to come together. We can fix things, but we need to take action together as one. We can't keep dividing ourselves on issues that are so important. Lives are at stake. People are dying because of people not deciding what is right and what is wrong. And when Republicans and Democrats disagree on an issue, we can't move forward as a country. We have to move forward as a country, or the murderers and the criminals keep winning. We have to move forward. And the only way we can do that is to tighten our gun laws.
This violates the purpose of human beings because God intended for us to live in harmony with Him and one another. By having lax gun laws, we are endangering the lives of the masses. Since human dignity comes from our creation in the image and likeness of God, by letting gun violence occur, we overall are violating the pure image that we were made from. This topic breaks all sorts of laws, starting off with civil law. Obviously, it's against the law to kill another person. This also goes against commandment number 5, thou shalt not kill. And this is also going against natural law, which basically is just common sense that we shouldn't kill one another. This is considered a mortal sin because it breaks our relationship with God and it is an unfixable act. A possible vice in this case could be envy. Most of the time, murderers have motives that are rooted in jealousy or wanting of something else. The virtue to counteract this would be kindness. We must treat all people with respect and dignity. If we do this, overall gun violence will be lowered. You might be asking, what can we do? Well, the answer's in the question. We must join together. Only we can cause a change. We need to bring everyone together. We need to make it so everyone agrees on one central viewpoint. Without one central viewpoint being agreed upon, nothing will ever change. Everything will continue to be argued over, and overall, gun violence will continue to happen because gun laws are not being changed.